Looks like that time has come again, and won't you guess it, it's another review video. But this time, it's special because the 4th of July is on its way. And at the time of recording this, it's probably already here. And what more than to celebrate America by making a video by reviewing every single locomotive that celebrates America's 250th anniversary. Now introducing... Alright, starting the video strong with a decent 250th unit. It looks cool, but it's a bit basic for my liking. Okay, I see what they were going for with this paint scheme. The color scheme for the nose and the long hood just don't match at all. Okay, this paint scheme's a lot more fitting for America's 250th anniversary. And then we have the same paint scheme in a whole different locomotive for absolutely no reason. Someone hit the copy and paste button way too many times when they were applying this scheme onto locomotives. At this point, just give the entire fleet the same paint scheme if that's what you're going for. I know what the original paint scheme is based off, and I like how it was executed on this locomotive. I feel like they did a bit too much for this locomotive. They straight up wrote the Declaration of Independence on one side. The fact CN even had the balls to make an America 250th unit is what surprises me. I can say without the benefit of the doubt that Florida East Coast is underwhelming. No one would have expected BNSF to cook this hard when they were making these. This 250th scheme looks visually appealing to look at, and I like how it looks. This one I just find to be mid. CN cooked with the first one, but they didn't cook as well with the second one. Okay, I like the paint scheme. Just one flaw though. Why couldn't they paint the front vent? Okay, I gotta be honest. Out of the 6 250th units Norfolk Southern has currently announced, they've gotta be the most creative ones so far. I would have never expected the MBTA to cook this much. Anyone that considers this a true 250th unit is lying to themselves. I have conflicting opinions on this locomotive, mainly due to its colors. Another 250th paint scheme that I never expected to happen, but is also pretty mid. You know, I had my doubts with the 250th units from CSX at first when they were being painted, but they shut down all those doubts immediately after they came out with these. Well, great, the same paint scheme from earlier, but still looks pretty ass on the locomotive. Nothing like Amtrak glazing Dearest Leader. I'm sure Amtrak Guy 365 would be very much happy that its locomotive got turned into a 250th unit. Guys, can we please stop putting the same damn paint scheme on different locomotives? It doesn't look any better. Would it have really cost them that much to paint the entire locomotive instead of just the long hood? It looks like a CSX unit. Alright, I like the simplicity on this locomotive. Not too much going on. Another locomotive that also mirrors the paint scheme of an old bicentennial unit, and I like it. Guys, I think we owe Union Pacific an apology for whatever the fuck this shameless display of the 250th unit is. When you're tasked to do something, and you do the absolute bare minimum when you do it. I feel like the white line could be bigger, but at the same time it looks kinda good like this. Leave it to Metro to cook an absolute fire 250th unit. Though this could have been fixed. Another very unique 250th unit, and I really like how it turned out. Another case where I wonder why they put it on a genset locomotive when I know it's not going to last for another 5 years. Another simple and sweet 250th unit, and they actually painted the front vent. Interesting paint scheme, but I feel like there's too much blue on it. Okay, on one hand I like this unit, but on the other hand, I don't like this unit. Welcome back, Freedom Train. I'm sure no one forgot your existence. This paint scheme looks like more of a reincarnation of Phase Street than a 250th unit. Okay, I like the execution. I just don't like how it looks on the tender. It looks weird, looks unfinished. The one 250th unit, I'm sure no one could have ever predicted would happen. You know, for how much you can actually paint a tonner for it to look good, this tonner does not look bad. And with that, I have officially looked at every 250th unit that currently exists. Hello there, young noble American foamer. Congratulations, you have made it to the end of the video. Again. For like the 45th time already. I'm sure a couple of people watching are probably gonna complain that, oh, Metro West, you forgot a locomotive or two. Yeah, I wonder why. If I didn't put a specific locomotive in, it's likely because I didn't find the picture of it online to put in the video. Anyways, with that all said, goodbye. See you in the next video whenever that decides to come out.